Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be a brief introduction or an overview of wildcards, also known as globbing patterns in Linux. And these ones, we can use them to represent one or more characters in file or directory names, which then allows us to perform actions on a group of files without specifying each one individually. So for instance, I'm in a Kali Linux machine and I've created a bunch of files here. You can see that I have files that end with txt, and then there's one with HTML and a pcap file. Now, if you wanted to perform an action on just the text files or the ones with this extension, we can use a wildcard to do that. Now, there are about 3 or 4 main ones you can use, and I'll demonstrate them using examples. The first one is the asterisk. So this one allows us to represent 0 or more characters. For instance, if I wanted to, let's say, delete all the text files, instead of deleting each one individually, I can use the wildcard, the asterisk, which represents 1 or more. And an example would be, let's say, list. I can use the asterisk, which represents 1 or more, and then I can put a dot, txt. So this one says list any file that starts with 0 or more characters, but ends with .txt. So that's going to be all these files right here. So if I press enter, it just shows me the text files, doesn't show me the HTML or the pcap file. Now the next one we can look at is the question mark, which represents exactly one character. And let's use an example here, ls, and then let's say file question mark .txt. So this one says list any file that starts with the name file and then has any character here and then a .txt. So if there's more than one character, it's not going to show it. So let's see here. You can see that it didn't show this one right here because this one has 2. If I wanted to see that one, I can repeat the command. I can add another question mark, and it shows me just that one, which has 2 characters, because every question mark represents exactly one character. The next one we look at is the square brackets. So there's 3 different variations. We can match any one of the enclosed characters, or we can match a range you specify in the brackets, and you can also negate anything specified in the brackets. And it's going to be square brackets. So let's start with the first one. I can say ls file, and I can say anything that has square brackets, anything that has 1 or 2 in it, and then txt. So in this case, it only shows me the one with 1 and 2. It doesn't show me the one with 10. It doesn't show me the one with A, B, or C, because those are not within the brackets here. Another variation is to show based on the range. So if I repeat that one and I change this to, let's say, A to C, so anything that lists any file that has the name file and then followed by either A, B, or C, because that's the range of A to C, then ends with .txt. So let's see what we get here. And we got A, file A.txt, B, and C. And it didn't show the 1, 2, because those are not within this range right here. The last one we can look at is the one that does the negation. This one says match any character that's not enclosed. So let's see by an example. If we say ls file, so let's say ls file, and then we'll see brackets here, and then we'll use this for negation, and then we'll say what we want to negate. So in this case, let me just do .txt. So it showed me C, then it showed me 1 and 2, file 1.txt, file 2.txt. Now, like I was saying earlier, what this allows us to do is we can run a command that applies to just those files that match our wildcard. So like I was saying, you can run different commands and leverage the wildcards to make your work quicker or easier. So let's do 1 or 2 commands here. Let's say, for instance, you wanted to move all the files that end with .txt to, let's say, this folder. So right now, if I do ls my test folder, there's nothing in it. And let's say I wanted to move this .txt files to this folder. Instead of moving one at a time, I can just run the move command here. Then I can use the wildcard. So this should move all these files. Then I'll specify where I want to move them. My test folder. test folder, and now they're moved. So the best practice is to use the ls command every time before you run any given command. That way you know that the command you're running is just going to affect the files that you want to affect. So you want to be careful not to run a command that might give you results you didn't expect, especially if you're removing or deleting files or directories. You just want to use the ls first to verify the output. Let's do another command. So let me change to the my test folder, and we have the files here. So let's say you wanted to remove them using a wildcard here. So instead of removing right away, best practice, just make sure that what you're going to remove is this. So by using ls, I'm able to verify with this wildcard that these are the files that are going to be affected before I run the move command. Now I can run the move command and then run the same wildcard I used here. Now I can press enter. I'm sorry, I intended to use the remove command. So remove txt ls, and I'm able to delete the files using that command. Again, if you're going to run a command like remove, you just want to make sure you verify it with ls first to verify the files or the directories that are going to be affected. So that's it for this video. That was a quick introduction on how to use wildcards on a Kali Linux machine. I hope this information has been helpful. I'll catch you in my next video. Thanks. Bye.